When thugs cry, I hear you busters out there talking about
forgive us for our sins.
living that thug life.
Let's go to my nigga Kato. My nigga Mental.
Still wanna be
When thugs cry,
see what thugs
from
gotta
all
do.
your homeboys.
Like
This wild ass
She
place
like
called
thugs.
hell.
Wanna cry
The
like
world ain't
thugs
ready
cry.
for us, homie. The world ain't ready.
Born thuggin' and loving the way I came, my big money clutching, bustin' while evading cocaine, bust my post rushing, send my clutching into insanity. They shot at my cousin, now we bustin' at they old family. The coppers wanna see me buried, I ain't worried. I got a line on the DA cause I'm fucking his secretary. I black out and start cussing, bust them and touch them all. They panicking, bitches ducking, I rush them and fuck them all. Probably be an old man before I understand why I had to live my life with pistols close in hand. Kidnap my homie sister, cut her face up bad. They even raped her, so we blaze they bad. Automatic shots ring out on every block. They putting hits out on politicians, even cops. I ain't lying, they got me sleeping with my infrared beams. And in my dreams I hear motherfuckers screaming. What is the meaning when thugs battle scars and closed caskets are multiplied? Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry, battle scars and closed caskets are multiplied. Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry, maybe my addiction to friction got me bugging. Where is the love? Never quit my ambitions to thug. Ain't shed a tear since the old school years of elementary. Niggas I used to love enclosed in penitentiaries. So still, homie, keep it real. How does it feel to lose your life over something that you did as a kid? You all alone, no communication, block on the phone. Don't get along with your pop, and plus your mom's is gone. Where did we go wrong? I put my soul in this song to help us grow in time, but now our minds are gone. We went from brothers and sisters to niggas and bitches. We went from welfare living to worldwide riches. But something changed in this dirty game. Everything's strange, lost all my homies over cocaine. Man, see they asked me if I shed a tear. I ain't lie, see I gotta get high or die. Cause even thugs cry. Battle scars and closed caskets are multiplied. Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. It's like you still wanna be a thug. When thugs cry, battle scars and closed caskets are multiplied. Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry, paranoid bitches, illegal adventures, busting motherfuckers with uppercuts. I leave them with dentures, cause in my criminal mind, nobody violates the dawn. I write your name with a piece of paper, like a family's gone. I perpetrate like you can handle my team. So merciless in my attack, I take command in your dreams. Leaving motherfuckers drowning in their own blood. Clowns taking pictures later, laugh about the broke bitches that turn snitches. Regulate my area, the terror I represent, make your people disappear. You wondering where they went in my cola, it's just us on my soul. Addicted to these streets, never find true peace of soul. Come take my bodyguard, don't let me suffer any longer. Smoke a pound of marijuana so I know it ain't long. Where's the end of all my misery? Is the end closed? I suppose that's why I murder my foes when thugs cry. Making all you motherfuckers die when thugs cry. Gotta get high or die when thugs cry. I'm making all you motherfuckers die when thugs cry. I ain't lying, motherfuckers die when thugs cry. This'll be the eulogy for every thug nigga that ever put it down in this motherfucker. Rest in peace, my nigga, God bless the dead. Fuck the feds. When thugs cry, I send this out to all my dead homeboys. All the niggas that put it down and they rest in peace now. All the niggas that watch me from heaven to hell. When thugs cry, and most definitely, most importantly, most truly, most dearest, we put this down for new grandmama. Rest in peace. God take you, let the angels let you fly. We'll be down here riding for you, no doubt. I got that nigga. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry. Hey Nas, remember that shit you saying? I don't know what magazine you was saying some shit about how it wasn't nobody saying thugs till whoever, whatever. Nigga, you know, when we go to the record store, go check out some of the albums we've been putting out, motherfucker. We been screaming this thug shit for a while now. And I know you've been listening cause you've been biting this shit. So recognize and realize your ass get rolled on when thugs cry.
What up, chat? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? I hope you guys are well. Welcome to another damn episode of At Free with E, bro. You know what I'm saying? Normal shit, normal shit. Day off means we streaming. You know how it goes. How we all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. In fact, you know what? Let me get this. I'm not gonna wear it today. I'm just gonna have it like this. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to Leo, the Mile High Hotspur, for gifting this to me. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're well. I hope you're all well. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys are doing great. Salute to Ranger. I'm gonna have to read out Ranger because he put a bunch of comments in before the stream started. Shout out Nems and Jun in the building. Hope you guys are doing well, fam. I am back. Another episode. You know how shit goes. But let me first, before I start reading Ranger's comments, drop how you're doing in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you're doing, if everyone's doing well. What up, Ethan? What up? Am I good? I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I've been better. I've been worse. But the important thing is that, hey, we live nonetheless, man. I was live on Jay's channel earlier this morning. And we're here now. You know what I'm saying? But shit, let me read through Ranger's comments because he was going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I booted up my OBS and I saw just nothing but Tottenham Ranger. And I was like, damn, he got a lot to say. But let me see, bro. Let me see. All the young G YouTubers scared to go live. He is our last hope. Durag Diarrhea scared to go live because if he does, he'd have to call out Frank. So let's just go MIA while we shit the bed. Jay from the cave, I mean, the less said, the better. Absolute coward. The paint wore off and true colours got shown. Not really Standards FC like they portrayed last season. More like Cowards FC. Let's just wait for the narrative to switch first before we do what? Before we do because... let's just wait for the narrative to switch first before we do because we're sheep. Damn. Well, that's a lot right there. I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot to break down. Alright, first things first. George is live right now. And Jay was live this morning. So they're both streaming. They're both still making their content. Are they live as much as I'm sure they want to be? I'm sure the answer is no, innit? But they've both been live today, innit? So they're not cowards, innit? The last thing they are cowards. They're live right now. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What up, Wayne? How you doing? How you doing? But shit, me being the last hope. I don't know if I'm the last hope. You know, I wouldn't put that much. I wouldn't put that much on myself, innit? I'm not Batman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Batman in Gotham City. I'm just one man with one opinion, you know what I'm saying? But let's just wait for the narrative to switch first before we do, because we're sheep. Hey, again, look, these men are not sheep, innit? They're man of their own people, with their own opinions. Last thing they are is sheep, innit? You know what I'm saying? Let's hope we win at Chelsea this weekend. What, is Liverpool playing Chelsea? Fairs. Well, doing good dying from uni work. I hear it, Ethan. I hear it, man. I'm towards the end of my college stint myself, innit? So I'm just glad I can get this out of the way and be done with it, man. But, shit, we do have a little bit to talk about, man. I don't know how long I'm going to keep you guys. Usually I plan to just stream for like an hour, but then we end up just talking and having fun and cracking jokes. And then we end up staying live for like 2 hours. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, how this shit measures up. I'm going to try my best to, you know, not waffle and all of that shit. But there is some stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about Thomas Frank. We're going to look at like formations and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about what I see during games. I'm going to show it so you guys can actually know where I'm coming from. I want to just kind of break everything down. And, you know, I want this to be a positive conversation. I don't want it to be, you know, just me just ripping into the manager or ripping into the players. I want this to be, you know, an actual conversation. You know, you guys give your opinion, I give mine. And we have some positive talks in it. Because at the end of the day, we all want to see Tottenham go to Leeds on Saturday and smack them up, innit? You know what I'm saying? We all want the same thing, innit? We all want to see Tottenham lift a trophy. We want to see Tottenham lift everything. You know what I'm saying? Lift up every trophy we can. If we could do the quad, you know what I'm saying? We will be there. We want to see the quad, fam. That's what we want to see. But unfortunately, that stuff will not happen. Unfortunately, as much as everyone wants that to happen. we gonna be talking about it anyway. What up, CJ? How you doing? What up? What up? You know what I'm saying? We play Leeds on Saturday. Leeds at their stadium. You know what I'm saying? I want to see 21. Brother, you are not Juice WRLD, okay? You are not Juice WRLD. We ain't making it past 21. You know what I'm saying? You're not Juice WRLD, man. You know what I'm saying? The scarf looks amazing. Hey, shout out to Leo, man. Leo gave this to me when he visited England. You know what I'm saying? The Colorado Spurs, man. You know what I'm saying? The Colorado Spurs. This is, as of right now, this is the only Spurs actual, like, thing that I own. You know what I'm saying? Then you have Tadaris to do on the other side. And then you have Tadaris to do. Yeah, I got this from Leo, man. Hey, he's such a nice guy, man. Leo really is that guy. But I'm going to start turning into a bandit, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to start turning into a bandit. If you guys have seen me on other channels, I've had the bandit thing going. In fact, you know what? Let me just show you right now. So if you see me on other channels, I'm going to be looking like this, man. Because, hey, this is what we on. This is what we're going to be on, man. This is what we're going to be on. Right here. This is what we're going to be on. If I need to be, you know, because apparently I'm a bandit. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be looking for clout if they don't know what I look like. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. We going to be chilling regardless, man. What up, Mr. Rid? How we doing? How we doing? I wasn't able to last the 2 matches. The time zone really fucked me up. I feel you, man. I feel you. It's not always easy, man. I got a lot of respect for the international fans because, I mean, the times you got to wake up, the commitments you got to make is difficult. It is very difficult. So I got to give you guys the respect you deserve, innit? You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the Dura Diaries there. Oh, damn, you might finish stream already. Hey, shout out to George. You know what I'm saying? I hope your stream went well, my brother. But, yeah, man. I'm going to start basically doing the bandit thing. You know what I'm saying? I know, to be fair, I think George's nickname is Bandit, to be fair. But I'm going to start covering my identity and hiding myself because this is what it's come down to. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's come down to. And at this point, you know what? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm just going to accept everything that goes my way. And we're going to have to just see how it goes, innit? You know what I'm saying? First thing that comes to our mind with Frank could do is play Simmons in his actual position. We're going to go over all of it. Trust me. We're going to go over every single thing in it. But the first thing I'm going to ask you guys to do is hit the like button, man. There's a 20 like goal. It really is 25, but we have to get to 20 first, innit? There's a 20 like goal on every single Too Much of E stream. We're currently got 10 likes, and there's 28 of you in here. If you guys could just do me a favor, just tap that like button on your way in, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't cost anything, and I'd appreciate all of the support, bro. Shout out to George again. Hey, any of the mods, get George's link in the chat right now so I can pin it as a thank you for the raid. The least I can do is introduce my audience who doesn't know who George is to go over to his channel to subscribe because he's done a lot for the group, for the good of this channel, fam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out Shinobi and that. Hey man, we're gonna be doing the gaming streams tomorrow as well. You know what I'm saying? What up, Kagura? How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. E Diddy, yeah, this has been a little nickname for a while. I can't lie upon. This has been a little nickname for a while, but we chilling. Appreciate the links, you guys. I'll just pin Ghosted because that's the first one I've seen. Thank you so much, Ghosted and Jun. Appreciate both of you guys. And yes, that is, and Mr. Rudang as well. Thank you so much for getting George's link, all three of you. So that's George's link pinned. Please go over to his channel, subscribe to him if you haven't already. But we are going to talk about some of the performances. We're going to talk about Thomas Frank. We're going to talk about the players as well, because they also need to be held accountable. We're going to talk about it all, man. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to go over how we set up against Bodo Glimt and how we can set up what we can change, you know what I'm saying? Or what Tottenham could change anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over all of that because why not? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a tactical wizard. You know, I'm sure Thomas Frank will come up with something way better than me because he's actual coach who actually he's a fucking Premier League manager, bro. His thinking's on a whole different stratosphere to mine and to ours in the chat, innit? So we're gonna talk about all of it. We're gonna talk about everything. Sheesh, man. Number 11 and 22. Hey, we're gonna talk about everything, man. 1-1 draw, and you're gonna enjoy it. Oh, you can talk about Chelsea fairs. But let's get into it, man. Bodo Glimt. Now, when it comes to Bodo Glimt, that game, hey, anyone who watched the game, let me know how you thought about it in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about the game or thought about the game as you was watching it. I obviously did a watch along, so my thoughts are out there. I also have my match reaction, but I'm still gonna regurgitate my points here. Do you think it's the system? I personally think it's mostly down to the system. But Bodo Glimt, man, wasn't great, man. It wasn't great. We were getting bopped off the park, man. We really were. Van de Vent's comments pissed me off. What did he say? He said it's good to get a point. Yeah, that's a bad quote, Mickey. Are you cold? Nah, we're just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting you guys used to my appearances on the channel because, you know, I can't ask for publicity if they don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be doing this, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're gonna be doing. But I didn't watch the game. I was pissed off when I woke up considering we were quite comfortable to beat them last season. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. Alright, it was bad. Were you holding belt? We were holding belt. Okay, we were absolutely holding belt. For as long as they pressed, we couldn't do a damn thing. And I wish that me saying it could make you guys like who didn't watch the game like understand. But at the end of the day, you couldn't understand because how bad of an ass beating that was. It wasn't even funny, innit? And it wasn't until Bodo stopped pressing to try and defend that we really got a foothold in the game and we started to dominate. Dominate is even a strong word because they still had the better of the chances, even when we did have a lot of possession, even when we did bring on our best players and start to take control of that midfield, even when they did ended up sitting back. It was still a very end-to-end game, even when we were starting to grow back into the game after around the 70th minute. But it was not good. I can't lie, chat. It wasn't good. We was getting absolutely packed in. Hugh, who was the top scorer in the Europa League or the joint top scorer last season, he skied a penalty. He did a Sergio Ramos, completely skied the fucking penalty. So we got let off straight away. Of course, Vicario. We know Vicario. He can't save a penalty to save his life. So, yeah, we got lucky. They kept missing chance after chance. We looked like we didn't know what we were doing defensively. It was lucky to be 2, but again, that's woulda, coulda, shouldas. What actually happened was they kept missing chances, which they should have done a lot better with. To be honest, man. They did very badly. They didn't even get a lot of shots on target in terms of their clear-cut chances that they created. We were just out here just scrambling to get the ball away. And I don't know if it's because Romero wasn't in the team. I don't know what it's down to, man. I don't know if it's just a bad day at the office. It's peak, man. It's peak. But shout out to Detour, by the way, as the engine broke down. It's looking like it, man. Salute to Eric. It was a good thing that you missed the game, 100%. We got absolutely violated, man. Absolutely. And the thing is like, results like this, we were lucky to get the draw. Let me start off by saying that. We was lucky to get the draw. However, in the grand scheme of things, results like this do good because even though we were very bad, we managed to get a point. However, the performance was dreadful. All right, and when it comes to breaking down how Thomas Frank has done, because it's now been 10 games, by the way, that he's managed. If you guys didn't realize, this is the 10th competitive game that Thomas Frank has managed. 6 in the Premier League, 2 in the Champions League, 1 against Doncaster in the Carabao Cup, and the Super Cup final against PSG. This is now the 10th game that he has managed as a professional game, I guess. So since everyone's benchmark is 10 games apparently, this is now the 10th game. So I feel like I'm all in my right to fully express how I feel, and people can't get mad in it because everyone wants to say 10 games. I don't know why 10 games is the benchmark, but apparently 10 games is the benchmark. So now I'm going to be talking my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's also not good to get Kudus off. I understand the rotation, but not in this moment. I don't agree, Ethan. In my opinion, our team was good enough to beat Bodo, even with the lineup we put out. I just think it was a tactical, boneheaded decision to act the way we wanted to act, because there's no reason with Danso, Porro, Van der Ven, Spence, with Spence at left back, Bentancur, Bergval, and Sarr. There's no reason why you can't play through a press. At least once. I don't even think we broke through their press once. If hoofing up the ball to Richarlison isn't what you want to do, that's fair enough. We can play through the press, in my opinion. And I think the fundamental disagreement between people like me who are questioning Frank and people like others who aren't questioning Frank, I think the fundamental disagreement is how good these players are. I've always maintained, even from last year, that we would win the Europa League because the players were good enough to get there. Now, the people at the time disagreed because they didn't trust the manager, where I had trust in the manager for the Europa League only, but they also didn't think the players were good enough. The players showed that they were good enough to win the Europa League, and it's a bit weird to me because, and you, to be fair, you guys can let me know what you guys think about this, but it's weird to me that we all predict that, or I say all, that's a lie. A lot of Spurs fans would predict that we finish roughly between 5th and 8th. Roughly around there. Wherever you see us finish, it's in that range for the most part. Most of us say 6th place. I personally say he needs to get top 6, so 6th place. But between 5th and 8th is where most people have us finishing. I find it weird that the squad is good enough to do that, but then at the same time, the squad is so bad that we can't beat Bodo Glimt. You know, the squad isn't performing well enough to beat Newcastle at home. You know, it's like, in my opinion, it's down not only to the players but to the manager as well. In my opinion, anyway, innit? I see Mr. Rudin put a link to the suite. In fact, let me move the chat over as well, so I can see all of it, bro. Hey, what the hell? Nah, this is crazy, bro. I said Anthony Gordon doing the Princess Diana heck. That's insane, by the way. Hey, rest in peace, Princess Diana, bro. Nah, that's actually crazy. What the fuck? Nah, that's mad. That's mad. That's mad. That's mad. That's mad. Hey, fucking hell, bro. That's jokes. I gotta like that too. That's jokes. That's jokes. Would you keep Frank? 100%. 100%. There's no one else. Oh, the only person I know that's comparing them as criminals is Way Prayer. They're just talking about the hairstyles. Just talking about the hairstyles, right? Stand down, stand down. But hey, I only know one person that's like seriously Frank out, and that's Glassy. That's it. I haven't met anyone else. YouTuber, commenter, chatter, Twitter user. I haven't seen anyone else that's legitimately Thomas Frank out. There's no one that's Frank out, sorry. I think we're all Frank in. Even if you question the manager, we're all Frank in it. And I was speaking about this on Jay's show. And to be fair, I want to ask you guys this as well. So let me know what you think about this in the chat. What is there a specific game or a specific moment that made you Ange out? The reason I asked this is because, and I'll get to your comment in a sec, Eric. The reason I asked this is because the time it took from me first questioning Ange to when I actually became Ange out, it was a long time, innit? And like, I don't have receipts because I only started doing YouTube last year, which was Ange's second year. But for me personally, I started giving Ange the side eye after the Sheffield game where we came back. We scored like 2 95-minute goals to beat Sheffield 2-1 at home. That was the first time I gave Ange the side eye. Like, bro, what is this? What is this style in it? Like, what's going on? That's when I first gave him the side eye. But as you guys know, it took me till Tamworth to say that, there's nothing left for this manager. There's literally no out that he could have in it. And I was like, you know what, it is what it is. But between that space, that time right there, that's like, how long is that? That's like 1.5 years between that time. It's like 1.5 years gap that took me from sussing Ange to being Ange out. And that's because when it comes to managers, I suss out things very quickly in my estimation, but then I give them as much time as I feel like they can afford to fix it and get it right. That's how I've always been, and that's how it's gonna be. At least for me, innit? That's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna suss out things very early, and I'm gonna give you every chance in the book to recorrect it until it's obvious that you just can't do what I need you to do at Spurs, innit? And this is the exact same way I approached Thomas Frank. However, the reaction is just like, this is the first time I'm able to go through the whole process on YouTube. So the reaction is very different to what I expected anyway, innit? You know what I'm saying? Because I did the same thing with Ange, but because I was already through the process, it was a lot more easily like accepted. Plus a lot of people were Ange out at the time already, so it kind of made it easier. So it's like, it took me ages. Like I sussed Ange out very quickly, not in terms of what he couldn't do and this and that and the other, but I was looking at his way of playing and how we were playing and what was going on, and I gave the side eye real quick. It didn't take me that long to give him the side eye in it, and I gave him every possible out until there was just absolutely nothing left, which was Tamworth. There was nothing left after that game. So I was like, all right, cool, it's over. I'm going to do the same thing with Frank. There are things I'm sussing out straight away, and I'm like, you know what, yeah, this ain't right. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to give him as much time as I could possibly afford him before it's over, innit? You know what I'm saying? Whether that takes 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, I don't know, innit? But as soon as I believe that he is not capable of making us finish top 6 while winning a trophy, as soon as I think that he's not good enough to do that, I want him out. It's that simple. Right now, I don't know if he's good enough to do that. So I'm not gonna jump the gun and call for his sacking, because that's crazy. I think we all agree that that's crazy to jump the gun this early. But I'm just sussing out some stuff I don't like. You know what I'm saying? And when you check out a car, you know what I'm saying? Like you overlook, you analyze for shit, because once you put the money down, there's non-refundable in this bitch. As soon as you drive your new car out of the dealership, the price goes down. You know why? Because you've drove it. You drove it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Glassy's the only one that's really Frank out, that's serious. You know what I'm saying? Considering I still don't rate most of our players, can I complain about the squad then? Didn't think we'd win the Europa League last season because our squad was bad and our manager was shit. And I understand that. That's what I feel like it comes down to. I think that most people that back Frank probably think less of the players than I do. And I think that's where the fundamental disagree comes from. Because I was wondering, like, where is it that the disagreement is? You know what I'm saying? Where is it? Where's the actual disagreement? Because we all agree on how we're seeing the games, but there's something that you guys like believe in or see that I don't see in it. And I think it's that. I think it's that most people who are just like, they're just all cool on Frank still, they just think the players are worse than what I think the players are. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, fair enough, innit? If that's how it goes, then that's how it goes. I think personally, I give more props to the players than I think most people that are in the fan. Well, I don't say most people because that's a bit crazy, but I think when it comes to the limits or the capabilities of the players, I think I just trust them a bit more than other people in the fan base do, and that's all I can say really about the situation, innit? You know what I'm saying? But I see Archer in the chat as well. I'm giving Slot the side eye. I hear it, Nems. I hear it. What up, Slim? Would you rather have a happy Clapper fan Would you rather be a happy clapper fan with passive opinions or a competitive fan with bold and rash opinions? Eesh, that's a tough one. You know what it is, right? Would I rather be a happy clapper fan with passive opinions or a competitive fan with bold and rash opinions? I think, what would I rather be? What would I rather be? I found myself being both, which is why I'm not sure what the answer is, Slim. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to think about it, and then I'm gonna give you your answer, Slim. Like, these first 10 games for Ange, I think he's confused the hell out of other teams with his insane tactics. He was then figured out and was downhill from 18 months apart from Europa, which is fair enough, yeah. Yeah, man. What up, Yasser? What up, Yasser? How you doing, my brother? How you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Bentacle close to agreeing a new contract. Fairs. Hey, I don't know how everyone else is gonna be reacting to that shit. I ain't gonna lie. What up, Leo? What up, Leo? Shout out to you. Shout out to the my guy, man. You see, we're starting to add, you know what I'm saying, the Colorado Spurs scarf to the attire. You know what I'm saying, man? Everybody, shout out to Leo, man. That's my guy, man. I'm gonna say it a million times, man. He gifted this to me, man. You know, we wearing it. Now it's getting to the winter time. You know, it's autumn. We're getting to winter soon. I'm gonna have to add it to the drip, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, most of our fans rate Bergvall, which says a lot, to be honest. I hear that, Eric. And also, Leo, with the 8 months. Sheesh! 8 months with a membership tier. Hey, appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, thank you. I see TTM in the chat as well, my brother. What are you telling me, fam? Salute to you as well. But yeah, Bentacle a new contract. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what I feel like I could split a fan base with those two outlooks. Yeah, you can, Slim, man. You can, really, innit? At the end of the day, whether you're a happy clapper or whether you're a competitive fan, well, the two outlooks, both their opinions matter. You know what I'm saying? Which is the main thing it's the main thing I want to get out there. You know what I'm saying? I see Ghost in the chat. At work, all good, Ghost. Hope you're doing well. Big Cuzzy, man. Salute to you, fam. And have a good day at work. You know what I'm saying? Have a good day at work. But yeah, both opinions matter, definitely. I don't want it to seem like the opinion of someone who's overly positive about the team doesn't matter or it weighs less. I wouldn't say that in the damn slightest. Not a chance. If I had to pick, I would probably pick I don't know, actually. I actually don't know. I don't know, innit? I actually don't know. Benton Porsche gets sold. Benton Poor is jokes. I've never heard that one, you know. Benton Poor is crazy. Oh my god. The first instance of Ange Ball was that 4-1 loss to Chelsea. Soon as I saw that, it was Anjao until the end. 20 years of watching Spurs, never seen such a tactically naive manager in my life. I feel you on that, John. I feel you. For me, I wasn't Anjao, but I was given in the side eye after Sheffield. That's how I see it. You know, United is little, bro. Hey, United is the biggest club in England. No cap. I ain't gonna cap, bro. They are, fam. You know what I'm saying? Your match reaction had me dying. Fairs, innit? You know what fairs? Is that TTM? Welcome to Mad Membership Tier. Because you must be mad if you spent money on my channel, bro. TTM, I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you, fam. Hey, sometimes I be on Rance's stream, I just be chilling and I see you with the mad slander names and that, fam. You be doing your thing, bro. But hey, salute to you, my brother. Thank you so much for the membership subscription, man. I appreciate it, for real, for real. Honestly, we just need patience, just like what we did with Poch. I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying, man. But look, we're gonna deep dive into everything that we need to talk about. If you guys have any questions for me, by the way, about this manager or what I think about the squad, the players, individual players, the managers, the tactics, feel free to ask them. You know what I'm saying? I'm an open book. If you guys end up exposing some inconsistencies I have, then it makes it a lot easier for me in general, fam. So feel free to ask any questions. I was born to troll, of course, fam. Of course, this is what we do around here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Yasser. By the way, Yasser, feel free to leave your link. You know what I'm saying? So I can pin it as well, fam. Feel free to drop your link in the chat, Yasser. I want the man them to support you as well, fam. You're on the road to 1K your damn self. So let me know, let me know. But when it comes to the Bodo Gimp game specifically, innit? This is the 4th instance of us getting pressed and we don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's the 4th instance of us getting pressed and we don't know what to do. Which game won the poll? God of War won the poll, actually. God of War. After this stream, actually, I'm gonna buy God of War Ragnarok and we're gonna play that because that's what actually won the poll, innit? So yeah, I thought Batman would win the poll, but it didn't when it was God of War. So shit, is what it is. Man said Andre TT Mana is crazy. Okay, fam. TTM Nana is insane. But yes, and I see just get a proper left wing in January. I do agree, Alba. I do agree. We definitely need a left winger. One question I want to ask though, and to be fair, I don't know if this question's been asked on other Tottenham channels, so you guys can let me know. Them games suck. That's what won the poll, innit? You know what I'm saying? I'll have to bring the poll up. But I do want to ask you guys, has there been any talk from any other YouTubers about us playing another formation? Because I've seen everyone, we obviously need a left winger. Obviously, the striker options aren't great. So I'm well aware of that. But I don't see why we can't play a different formation. I understand that the centre-back options are meaty. I do understand that. Again, though, I'd have to question the manager on why he loaned out so many people, bruv. Like, Vuskovic didn't need a loan. You know what I'm saying? If we were going to play free-back opportunities, don't know why we'd loan out Vuskovic. I don't see the point. I'm pretty sure Takai is still injured. So we basically, we loaned out Dorrington, loaned out Vuskovic, and then Takai, who's chronically injured, is still in the squad. That's a bit insane to me personally. I think if we kept Vuskovic at the very least, and then try to hold out with those centre-back options until, what's it called? Until Dragashin comes back, we could then mess around with back threes, in my opinion. I watched the Resident Evil 7 walkthrough and you wouldn't have made it. Fairs, Mella, fairs. This is Thomas Frank. What he has to learn. Deal with pressing football. We can beat them twice as well of Angelo's season. So clearly that's his weakness right now. I really do think it's the pressing. Dealing with presses is what's really like bad right now, isn't it? Vuskovic wanted to leave for more minutes. I understand that, but I low-key think that we could have guaranteed him more minutes. Not starting caliber minutes, obviously, but I don't know. To the point where we're playing Pelinha at centre-back against Doncaster. To the point where now, we asked him for a loan. Okay, all right, no problem. All right, I'll take that back. I didn't know that. That's my bad. If you asked him for a loan, there's not much he can do in it. You know what I'm saying? Or is TTM making content as well, fam? Oh, you gotta love it. Let me pin TTM as well, fam. Yasser's link is also in the chat as well. Make sure you subscribe to both TTM and to Yasser as well, fam. Get them both up, fam. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to both the homies, bro. Shout out to both of the fucking homies, man. 100%. Show love to both of them. But yeah, Vuskovic wanted to leave on loan. No problem in it. Let's throw Vuskovic out of there. Let's throw him out there. But if he goes to a 3 and 5, the fan base will cry he's too defensive. At this point, I ain't gonna lie, Adam. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not gonna be mad at him playing a back 3. I'm not gonna be mad at it. Just play 4-4-2 and inshallah pull again. Cold in there. This ain't the 2000s, fam. Colleague of mine who's a Brentford fan told me one of Frank's biggest weaknesses is reactions to presses. He tends to lean back, but still wins games when doing so. Well, he ain't at Brentford no more. It's peak, fam. It's peak. 2-2 gaming streams when I'm chilling. That's about it. Fuck it, man. Hey, they should still sub to the channel regardless, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But you know what it is for me, right? I'm not even more focused on results. I'm focused more on performances. I want to see what Thomas Frank can do tactical-wise. You know, because, like, the thing is with me, right? The thing is, how do I say this? things with me. Let's take the results out of it. All right. If we were battering Wolves, like when I say like battling, like all the games that we've dropped points in it. So Bournemouth, Brighton, Wolves, Bodo Glimt. Who else have we dropped points? I think that's it. Those games, right? Let's say we're absolutely waxing them teams, innit? Let's say we're waxing the teams, but then they just scumbag some shit, innit? They just scumbag some shit. I can't look at that, yeah, and be like, damn, these players are shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't look at it, right? I can't look at the manager and be like, bro, what is this bullshit? And I can't do that. Personally, I can't, innit? Because I understand that performances don't equal results, bro. We see it all the time, fam. How many of these Sean Dyche ass teams, bro? I mean, look at Dyche, man. That guy is the most anti-football brother. But when you hire him, what does he do? He keeps you up, fam. Because fuck the performance. You know what I'm saying? He'll just stink it out, fam. He'll play like shit, doesn't matter, and he'll keep you up in it. The difference is, bro, we are not Sean Dyche, bruv. You know what I'm saying? We are not fucking Burnley. We're not Everton. You know what I'm saying? That's not us. We're not that. Kulu and Manos definitely help. They'll definitely help. But I just think, right, I think I value the players and what the players can do. In my mind, I think they have a higher ceiling than what most of the fan base think. In my opinion, innit? You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. That's what I believe. I've noticed that a lot of people who I don't want to say back Thomas Frank because we all want Thomas Frank to do well. We're all Thomas Frank in. But like the people who are ultra positive about it, I think that they have a lot more of a negative view of the squad in terms of what their capabilities are as a unit. Whereas for me, it's just the attack, innit? It's just the attack. I think our defense is cold. Vicario is a bit questionable at times. I like Vicario, but come on, he's a bozo at times. And I like our midfield, personally, innit? I think we just need one kind of... We need... I don't even know, bro. Because like, if Xavi Simons should be a midfielder, innit? Like, if Xavi Simons just gets regular minutes in the 10, I think we have a good midfield, personally. I think we just need a younger version of Bentancur who's more willing to take more risks at times. And I think our midfield is cold, innit? Personally, innit? You know what I'm saying? I think the leaps that Sarr has taken, the leaps that Bergvall has taken, you know what I'm saying? It's not gone unnoticed, innit? Even Archie Gray, as much as how I don't really rate Archie, he does look better than he did last year. He looks a bit more comfortable in general than he did last year. It's not like he played great against Burnley, but he played decent. He looked a lot more comfortable, a lot more natural, even though he was making mistakes. I'm seeing the jump of the young players. I'm seeing them getting better. You know, I've seen them develop at their time at Tottenham. So, in my opinion, it's just the attack. Like, it's just players like Richarlison and Tell. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, I guess Brendan as well. I want to throw Brendan in there as well. But at least Brendan scores now and again in it. But Richarlison and Tell, bruv, those two are the biggest. They're the biggest offenders, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's literally our striker options are the biggest offenders, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Salute to J Spurs as well. Which players? Yeah, Richarlison and Tell in it. I've seen people say big up George. Oh yeah. Sorry, my fault, George. I didn't see your message. My fault. How you doing, bro? Big Sam is a good people person. Yes, shout out Sam Allardyce as well, a legend of the game, fam. Do you reckon things will get better if Kulu and Maddison come back? I feel like you're missing creativity that Frank could really use. Yes, having players like Kulu and Maddison will definitely help. The problem is, though, is that if this is the standard Tottenham performance without Kulu and Madders, it's not like we have no creativity. We have Kudus and Xavi Simons. Of course, that's not with Kulu and Maddison, but we should be having more creativity than what we see in this team currently. And again, a lot of that has to do with, again, the two biggest defenders, Richarlison and Tell. Those two are by far the biggest offenders. I hear the Bentancurs, I hear that name. Me personally, I'm not looking at Bentancur that much with a side eye. I understand his limitations. But Bentancur, he had a horror show against Bodo, don't get me wrong in it. But most of the time, Bentancur's not the reason why we're losing games. I ain't gonna lie, he's not. I think with Kudus and Xavi Simons, we should be seeing a lot more creativity than we do. And with someone like Bergval, who's not really a creator, but he can create. Did bro above just say correct opinions? Wait, what? Correct opinions? Wait, what? Hold on. Now I'm scanning the chat now. I'm scanning the chat. Correct opinions? There's nothing to do with my correct opinions on oh, you're talking about TTM, okay. hey, nah, that look crazy. Move on from Xavi in the 10. That guy's a weak punk. He can never do it in the middle of the park in England. It's not even that, TTM. It's which one do you prefer in it? And Xavi Simons on the left is way worse than Xavi Simons in the 10. If you want to say that Xavi is just not going to be good in the Prem, I'm not going to fight that yet because, like, it's not like he's been out of this world since he's been here. But if you have to pick between on the left wing and in the 10, there's really no comparison. There's only one answer, and he has to be in the 10 because he's looked way better in the 10 compared to out wide. But even me, right? The way I see it, I ain't gonna lie, chat. I don't know why we can't play a different formation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Richarlison's a bum and Tony has hope in the future. I know, it's bad. We need to replace Bentancur. He slows the game down and Sarr's only for certain games. Bergval and Gray need more time. I would argue that Bergval and Gray are just like Sarr. You only need them in certain games. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think you only need them in certain games. You know what I'm saying? So they're all kind of like that. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. Because Sarr, Bergval, and Gray especially, they're not the finished product yet. You know, they're not the finished product yet. So I don't expect them to be starting every single week. I don't. But I think we have enough midfield options to rotate. It's unfortunate, again, that Maddison and Kudu aren't here. But I think that what we're getting out of the midfield and what we're getting in terms of the link-up play and how the team performances, I think that it's mostly down to the midfield and to the manager to set it up right. I think we've just been flopping a lot, I'm not going to lie. And I think because obviously we know that Tell and Richarlison and Brennan Johnson, and these guys, they're just not great when it comes to helping the final link-up. I think we're just throwing a lot more blame on them, and they deserve it. But I think the midfield setup should take some blame as well. I see Manny in the chat, the designated hotspot. I see Manny in the chat. I hope you're doing well, fam. Hey, John or any mod, if you guys can get the designated hotspot, get Manny's link, post Manny's link in the chat so I can pin it, man. Let's go show some love to Manny. If you guys don't know, he's always on Savage Show. You know, I've done a show with Manny on Luke's channel as well, Spotlight on Spurs. Hey, he's a knowledgeable man, and he's another Ghanaian as well, fam. You know, so we gotta show love every time, man. Shout out to Manny every time. That's my guy, fam. We need Sarr to play every game. Not every game. There are certain games where Sarr doesn't. He's not gonna perform as well, innit? You know what I'm saying? I said Danny Rose. Hey, that's wild. Danny Rose is wild. Oh my god. And there you go. There's Manny's link right there, pinned in the chat. Make sure you guys go show some love to Manny, fam. You know what I'm saying? Manny Rose and that. What position does Archie Gray play at youth level? I watched him. It seems like he's out of position. Archie Gray's main position is the number 8. The number 8 is his main position. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a 6. It's not. It's not. It's an 8. The problem is, though, is that he spent more time in defense than he has in midfield. That's really the problem. And I just talking facts like Biggie Smalls. I just look like Biggie Smalls without the glasses. I just look like Biggie. No Kizzy. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, sometimes it's just I just get frustrated sometimes just looking at the midfield setup, man. Because I again, Richarlison and Tell are bro, and throw Brennan in there. When it comes to the attack, the reason I'll give Brennan a pass is just because of the goals he scores and the movement and IQ that he has. But when it comes to Richarlison and Tell, Jesus Christ, bro, them man sell the bag. They sell the bag for £50 when you bought that shit for a K. I'm telling you, man. You know what I'm saying? They do it. And it's not fun. It's not fun having to watch, bro. We seen Tell against Doncaster looking like Flappy Bird. We seen it, man. It's not fun having to watch that all the time. And it's like, damn, how many times are we just gonna sit here and watch Matisse Tell miss the football? Like, we're seeing it too much. We're seeing it too much, man. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Just so spread the love, people. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, John. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Show some love to my man's Manny, man. Designated hotspot. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love it. Guys who are tall like Archie Gray always get misprofiled as defensive mids, to be fair. Yeah, which is, I completely understand that, and I completely understand that. But you know what it is? When you're taller, you just get pushed backwards more unless you have that much talent to keep you up top, innit? I'm telling you, if Peter Crouch wasn't as talented as he was, he would have been playing centre back like Dan Burn, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how it goes. It's just, you gotta have like bucket loads of talent to be tall and end up in the position you're supposed to be in, like abnormally tall. You have to be. But it's just how it goes, isn't it? It's just how it goes. Simmons looked stronger than Modric when he first arrived at Spurs. I'm not comparing their qualities apart from strength. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Manager needs to hold some smoke for sure. Think he needs to put Xavi in the 10 and pray that one of the left wings can be good enough to create a bit until January. The question I want to ask though, chat, this is the question, and to be fair, I have obviously asked it already, but why not dibble-dabble in other formations? You know what I'm saying? Why not dibble-dabble in other formations? Because we all agree, right, that Brennan Johnson ain't a fucking winger. Like, he isn't. He's just been played a winger because we want to play 4-3-3. But again, this is one of the things that Thomas Frank was brought in for, because again, I didn't watch Brentford like that, but I was told, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, he used to dibble-dabble in some formations, was playing a 3-back sometimes, was playing a 4-back sometimes. He'd probably change it between games and stuff like that. Sometimes dibble-dabbled in a 5-back. And the question is, if this is true, why can't we see it at Spurs? Because there are times they'll be called where playing a 3-back might help us beat a press. I'm being so serious. Because, and this is where I'm going to have to start showing what I mean, innit, with the lineup thing and all of that shit. Because we can do that, fam. We can get all tactical and shit. Like, I'm not a tactical. I'm just an average Joe watching the game, innit? But we can try, fam. We can try, innit? We can fucking try. Best believe we can fucking try. We can try if you want to. But if we play a 3-back, for example, or if we dibble-dabble, let's say, right, how about this? We start off in a 4-3-3, right? Like, we start off in our normal formation. If it's not working, let's say we're struggling to hold the ball in it. We need to create some denseness in midfield, or we got to just put our foot on the ball and try and draw people out. A 3-back would help with that immensely, actually. Like, let's say, right, we play 3-4, or like a 3-4-1-2, or 3-4-2-1, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Instead of having left wing, right wing, because we know Brennan on the right is Kalas. We know that, what's his name? Bro, like, Tell or Odobert on the left sometimes is Kalas, bro. It's not happening, innit? How about, say, fuck those wingers. We put Porro in the wing-back position, because let's be honest, Porro's probably a better right winger than Brennan, but being honest. And we put, I don't know, either Spence or Udogie. In my opinion, I'd put Udogie. But either one in the left, and just say, hey, you're just the wing-back, go in it. We bring on a Danso to play a central centre-back, or whenever Dragoshin ends up getting fit, some shit like that. We end up just playing a back three for some time with a double pivot, with a Palinha, and if you don't want to play Bentancur, play a Bergval, or play a Sarr, or play whatever the fuck you want. And then you have Xavi Simmons in the advanced 10 role, and then you go, you know, it's like, you can do something like that, and it's, again, if Thomas Frank is someone who isn't a formation changer, like he only plays one formation, then I understand it. But the one thing I would say is that If Frank is someone who only plays one formation, then fair enough. But if he isn't, then I don't know why he can't change it. Because this is the perfect time actually for him to start dibble dabbling in formations. We already know how it's gone in it. Madison and Kulu went down with injuries. Dragashin's still out with an injury right now. You know, there's obvious gaps and holes in this team. The left wing problem's an issue. Richarlison up top, we have to start him. It's an issue. We understand this, innit? We understand this. But when it comes to actually trying to change tactics and change formations, it's just not happening. During games, before games, we can see the implementation of trying to do something new. But when it doesn't work, it's like he keeps trying it, and it's not happening, innit? Back three Loki give me PTSD. I hear what you're saying, innit? I hear what you're saying, but like these are just ideas I'm throwing out there. You guys feel free to smack down these ideas, because if the ideas don't hold up, you guys will expose them. So feel free to let me know what you think about these ideas, by the way. Frank put Richarlison on that donkey on the wing as well. No. Hell no, bro. We have to have more players in midfield. But in a free back, if we're playing 4-3-3, that's 3 midfielders. If you're playing like a 3-4-1-2, that's also 3 midfielders. The only difference is that instead of having wingers, you have wing backs. And you're actually just more solid in the back, to be fair. You're just turning one of them wingers and you're making him a centre back. That's literally what it is, but you still have the same amount of midfielders. Didn't have these issues under Ant. Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean? If we play a back three, it has to be Udogie at left wing back to keep the width. Spence would just be cutting all inside. Yeah. And to be fair, Spence's performances have dropped recently, so I would put Udogie. He changed the formations mid-game. He went from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he played a 4-2-3-1. What Frank has done, in fact, you know what? I get what you're saying. But what he's done is that he's played with like 2 pivots and a 10, which I guess is a 4-2-3-1. But the wingers are actually still wingers. He's almost like he's played like a 4-2-1-3, if that makes sense, innit? It hasn't really been a 4-2-3-1 because the wingers are still wingers. But what's ended up happening is that he's kind of played like a flat 3, and then Bergvall is usually on the right, and he's like a right 10 or right 8, sorry. And then you have Bentancur, who's like the left 8, and then you got Palhinha in the middle, or you have like Sarr there as the left 8. You know, it's like we ended up playing a flat 3 basically. We kind of pivot between that, but it's all versions of 4-3-3 is what I'm saying. Like the ultimate thing I'm saying is we're always playing some version of 4-3-3, and you don't always have to play that. You know, like especially with you see how our teams are trying to play us. They're trying to play us to force the ball out to the left because they're like, you know what, we're gonna live with whoever's on the left. Like we see it happening in real time. I see Nige in the chat as well. Salute to Nige, by the way. Pure Coys. Make sure you guys show them some love as well. But I see them trying to. We know they're trying to force the ball left because they don't want Kudus to see it. And if it goes to Kudus, they just double up. They just double up like that and get him to kick the ball backwards. We see it all the time, innit? You know what I'm saying? What's Richie got to do with tactics? Just sort up the build-up from the back and not just Hoofer. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I keep talking about. Like, it's not, I don't know if you listen or not, but I'm literally talking about the build-up play. I'm not saying back three is bad. It's just during Conte time was horrible, which is fair enough, innit? It's fair enough, but Thomas Frank is a more malleable manager. He's not someone as stuck in his ways as Conte. So I feel like he'll, or at least it's my opinion anyway, I think Thomas Frank will be able to change things around and he'll be able to work within the confines of a 3-back the way he's trying to do it with a 4-back, in my opinion. The truth is the team is mid, don't matter who the manager is. You expect by better looking football from midfield that all of them, the best attributes is off the ball. See, I think this is where we fundamentally disagree. You know what I'm saying? I think that we fundamentally disagree. I ain't gonna lie, Jack. I give the team a lot more, I don't want to say praise in it, but I believe in the squad of the players more. I think Bergvall's best attributes is on the ball, in my opinion. Bentancur is the same, it's on the ball. Palhinha, when it comes to attacking, he doesn't offer that much of anything, to be fair. But he can score a goal, you know, we can say that. But in terms of consistent offense, he doesn't offer that much consistently. When it comes to Sarr, it's off the ball. That's fair. Romero on the ball. I don't think that's much of a debate. Porro is on the ball as well. Spence offensively, his best work comes on the ball, in my opinion. If you want to say off the ball in terms of when Xavi Simons may cut in when he's on the left and Spence does the run, Udogie does the same thing too, which is fair enough. But I think that's the fundamental disagreement. I think that the players are better than what most people think they are. Which, you know what? Hey, I guess we're going to see in it. I play a 4-1-4-1 with 2 10s. Okay, all right. Colin, I'm tired of his back 5 business. The Christmas tree formation pissed me off too much. I get what you're saying, innit? But at the same time, it is what it is, innit? It's not something we have to just default to every time. Because you got to remember, again, Dragashin's not back yet. Takai, I'm not even sure if Takai is healthy or not. And Vuskovic is out on loan. So it's not something that we could just always start in the back 3. But in terms of if we see a game out in the back 3, or halftime we switch to a back 3, or, you know, or we start off with a back 3, and if we've controlled the game, then we can start, you know, take off a Danso, just go back to a 4-back and bring on I don't know, like an Odobert, or bring on someone, or Xavi Simons if he's on the bench, or you get ones, or bringing on another midfielder like a Sarr to help bolster the midfield now, and then we start pushing up, you know, stuff like that. You know, but these are just ideas I'm throwing out. Feel free to criticize them as you see fit. You know what I'm saying? If Frank doesn't work out, who'd you bring in? I have no idea. I don't know, innit? I don't really be scouting managers like that, so I have no idea. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see. Build up play. Solanke's a lot better. Richie's good at like running into correct position. Yes, I've always had the thought that if you combined Richie and Solanke, you'd actually get a decent striker. But yeah, man, it's peak, innit? It's peak. He ain't allowing the midfield and defense to join the attack. Otherwise, there's a big space in the middle. No, I feel like he's allowing the midfield to join the attack too much, in my opinion. Because if you crowd the attacking box too much, it doesn't give anyone a space to move, bro. It's like tins of sardines. It's like the more sardines you pack into a tin, the less movement they have. And obviously you want more people in the box in terms of like just from a thinking standpoint, because the more people in the box, it's the ball could just land to them. It's higher likely. But at the same time, a con to that, or a potential con, is the more people you have in the box, also you could get countered, but take countering out of it. The more people you have in the box, the more defenders are going to have to be in the box to counter that. But B, there's no movement. There's no freedom of movement. There's no way you can just like ghost into the box, make a shadow run. You know, like there's just there's pros and cons to everything, innit? So it is what it is. Pelina doesn't want the ball at his feet. Bentancur's decent on the ball, but not skilled enough. Bergvall hides. Doesn't want the ball in the small pockets, and Sarr is a runner. I think Bergvall... The thing is, I don't think Bergvall hides. I disagree with that fundamentally. I think that the tactical setup of the midfield by the manager is what's causing Bergvall to take up the positions he takes up, in my opinion. Because under Ange last season, he wasn't hiding, at least in my opinion. In my opinion, Bergvall, my problem with him wasn't that he was hiding, is that he was trying to find the ball and was doing fuck all. That was really my problem. I think that we see a better version of Bergvall now in terms of him individually, but I don't like, and this is Sarr as well, add Sarr to this list, I think they're being told to run away from the ball, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Frank's a good manager, he'll pick up form eventually. The squad isn't good enough. I think the squad is better than what we're seeing though. I ain't gonna lie, man. The squad is better than what we're seeing. And again, that's why I think people fundamentally disagree. I think that's the main disagreement people have with me, is they don't think the squad is as good as what I think the squad is. So because of that, their opinion on how Thomas Frank is doing is different. I think that's where the fundamental disagreement is, isn't it? Main issue, we can't trust Richie to hold up the ball or help in any way, and there's no creativity on the left without Udogie. I agree, which is why I would at times take the wingers away and just play wing backs. Because if Porro is the most creative, well, obviously take away Kudus in it, but I'd want Kudus to play like, remember how he played against PSG with like Kudus and Richarlison were basically up top here, but Kudus would kind of drift. I low-key want Brennan Johnson as like a shadow striker role. You know what I'm saying? Like that's inevitably what I would want in it, because if Frank doesn't want to play Xavi Simons in the 10, then at that point, yeah, like you just want him to be a left winger, because let's say Thomas Frank is thinking everyone on the left is shit. Xavi Simons is bad on the left, but he's better than what we have. If that's his mindset, then I completely understand, because Xavi Simons is probably the best left winger we have in it. At that point, though, if all our creativity is gonna come from the wings, I would want Brennan Johnson like either up top or as like a shadow run into the box, because that's what he's good at. That's the only thing he's good at. That's damn near the only thing he's good at. But if we play a free back, for example, let's say we play like a 3-5-2 style formation, and obviously you can like switch things around how you see it. But let's say, right, we have actually, you know what? Let me ask this first before I say this. In your opinion, in the chat, let me know. Just say yes or no. Do you think Kudus can play in the 10? Yes, or just let me know. Do you think Kudus can play in the 10? Because Kudus is damn near undroppable for obvious reasons. So let me know if he can play in the 10 in your opinion. Let me see. What's a Sammy Ritchie son or something? We have too many midfielders specializing in one specific skills. Can they do the fusion dance? Nah, facts, 100%. The squad is better than last season if you take out the injuries. I agree with that as well, but it's just a shame that Maddison and Kudu are injured, isn't it? Brennan is like an Olmo. Well, he's much worse than Olmo, but I get what you're saying, yeah. Saar, box crashing, Bergvall, possession football, Gray, bench, Ben 10 defensive, balloons. Not racism, it's balloons, bro. I'd bash 4 players, Richie, Tell, Odegaard, and Johnson. They're not all good enough. I would take Johnson out of there, not because he's not good enough, but just because he actually provides something. And Odegaard, I understand people want to slay Odegaard. I understand it, but at the end of the day, we got him for 25 mil, innit? Like, I'll be honest, like, 25 mil, it's not that we overpaid for an Odegaard, bruv. 25 million is not that much money. Like, let's be real, innit? We paid 40 for Archie Gray. Okay? And in my opinion, Odegaard is better than Archie. So, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, look, I'm just saying it, like, Odegaard, yes, we can slate him. He's had bad performances. I'm perfectly fine with the Odegaard criticism. I wouldn't say hate because I'm not a weirdo. It's not hate to criticize a player. But at the end of the day, we did get him for 25 mil. It's not like we paid bare money for an Odegaard. It's Tell who we paid bare money for, innit? You know what I'm saying? Kudus did play in the 10 for West Ham. More dribbling directness. Who would you play on the right? But this is what I'm getting to. Because me personally, if you play like a 3-5-2, Kudus in the 10, who can drift wherever he wants. You have 2 midfielders, Pilinia and Saar, or Pilinia and Bentancur, or whoever, or Pilinia and Bergvall, whoever the fuck. Pilinia and someone, innit? Kudus in the 10, who can drift wherever the fuck he wants. You have Porro and Udogie going up and down. With Richarlison, I guess it has to be Richarlison at this point. I'd rather Solanke up there, but I guess you're going to have to say Richarlison. And then Brennan Johnson is the main thing, innit? Because bringing Brennan off, we can all agree, right? Bringing Brennan Johnson off the bench is useless. Starting him is less useless. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit less useless for starting Brennan Johnson, innit? It's peak, but let's be honest, innit? Like, if I would want Brennan Johnson personally as like a shadow runner, Richie's again, I'd rather Solanke. Let me get this in there. I would rather Solanke. Let me just get that in there because boy, it's crazy, innit? But Simons just got here. Yeah, true, yeah, Xavi Simons just got here, yeah. But when it comes to the width, I think as great as Kudus is on the right, I don't want Kudus is undroppable, innit? I don't want to drop Kudus. The question for me would be is where's another position where I can get as much of Kudus out as possible, innit? Because as great as Kudus is on the right, in my opinion, it's not worth what we have going on the left side. If you guys get what I'm saying. Because the only time where we can get a good left-wing performance is Odegaard plays well. And how much does that happen? I like Odegaard. I think Odegaard is a decent player. But if we're being honest with ourselves, how many good performances has Odegaard had on the left? It's not many. So, what up, views? How you doing, my brother? How you doing, fam? Salute to you, my brother. Hope everything is well. But yeah, when we play a 4-3-3, Kudus is great on the right. Whoever's on the left as a counterpart is not good. So it doesn't pan out, man. It doesn't pan out. The great teams that play 4-3-3, what is the what's the main thing about them? Both their wingers can create a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. Look at like basically every good team. Both wingers can create a problem. If you're on a team where only one of the two wingers is an actual threat, you know what they're going to do? They're going to prioritize the ball going down the non-threat side. Or if the ball is on the threat side, they're going to like shade towards him to get the ball out of his feet. That's what's going to happen, isn't it? And it's normal because the opposition will want to neutralize all the threats that you have. But let's be honest now. When Kudus is on the right, he's not that great of a player to where it doesn't matter who's on the other side. Kudus is going to get his. Like, he's not that good. He's good, but he's not that good. He's not Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? He's not Gareth Bale. He's not Neymar. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kudus is good, but like, you know what I'm saying? Simmons behind Kudus and a striker. I'm cool with that as well, Henry. I'm cool with that too. That's what I was talking about. I'm cool with that too. If you want to put Kudus with Richarlison or some bullshit, it has to be Richarlison, unfortunately, bro. But if it's Richarlison and it's Kudus up top with Xavi Simmons, with Udogie and Porro like that on the wings, you have Pilinia with, I guess it would probably have to be Sarr for the legs in there. Then you have a back three, Van de Ven, Danso, and Romero, Danso, Van de Ven. And then obviously Vicario and goal. It's like, at that point, it's not even something that we have to always play. It's not something that we have to play for 90 minutes. But it's just something we can dibble-dabble in. You know, there's certain tactics of when we build up and we get pressed. In my opinion, bro, drop everyone back a bit. Drop everyone a few steps backwards. You know what I'm saying? At least in my opinion. Drop them a few steps backwards so we can just start playing football. Because when we kick the ball up to Richarlison, doesn't work. When we kick the ball up to Brennan, doesn't work. To Odebear, doesn't work. To Tell, doesn't work. It's only Kudus. That's it. That's the only player that we can kick the ball up to, and he's able to bring the ball down and bring players in. He's the only player. So what I would do personally is drop the line of Spurs a bit. Yes, it would allow them to press up, but also if we break the press, what happens? You have Kudus running through on goal. Or you have Brendan Johnson running through on goal. You have Odebear running through on goal. And yes, most of these men cannot shoot. But at the same time, I'd rather if we drop down a bit, let them press up, beat the initial press, because remember, they have to press in waves. They're not throwing 11 man into a press. The attack presses with the wingers and the attack press with the 10, that's a 4-man press right there. What happens? The midfield and the centre-back have to come up. Because if we drop back, what's the point in them staying down there? The press won't work that way because you're going to make it disjointed. Play the press through. All of a sudden, you break through that first wave. Then you have the second line of defence. You have the midfielders holding. At that point, we're pushing through. The defence has to fall back. Because if they don't fall back and they stay up, guess what happens? We've got attackers running through on the halfway line. Look at Man City. If you guys want an example, look at Man City, our first goal. You know what we did? They tried to press us. You know what we did? We came back. We came backwards. As soon as we played through that press, we play one ball. Richarlison spins off. Great run by Richarlison. Spins off the defender, through on goal with Brennan Johnson waiting for the tap in. Those type of goals, that's exactly how I'm thinking that we could play. At times, innit? Not for 90 minutes. But just little switches up like that, innit? Things that it can switch up. We don't have to always play the 4-3-3. Don't always have to play specific formations, specific styles. We shouldn't be afraid. Well, I say we. It's the manager and it's the manager, the coaches. But they shouldn't be afraid to make subs early, in my opinion. There are multiple times that we should have made subs at halftime, and he doesn't do that. He waits till about the 60th minute. In my opinion, that's a waste of time. But it is what it is, isn't it? Frank has had some blame since he keeps putting Xavi on the left instead of the 10. But yeah, he does definitely deserve some blame. But that's not a reason to beat Frank out, and it's not a reason to think that he won't change things up. You know? But as long as I'm on YouTube, I'm always gonna do my best to call things out the way I see it. Am I gonna be wrong? All the time. I'm wrong all the time. I mean, you guys watch me all the time, bro. I'm wrong more than I'm right. I have no problem saying this because I'm one person, bro. I'm not a football wizard. I'm not a football tactico. I'm not a football fucking savant. I'm just a guy who watches Spurs in his spare time and has an outlook on the game. That's it. I don't have any sources. I don't have any football inside. I have no coaching badges. I'm just one man. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, man. That's all it is. No one should be frank out. It's too soon. Performance been a bit poor, but in a good spot if it takes time. Yeah, no one's frank out. No one's frank out. Speak on Frank subs. Yep. That's something else we do need to speak about. Thomas Frank substitutions. How his press conferences? Nah, he don't talk shit. He actually has good press conferences, to be fair. He has good press conferences. I can't lie. He does. He does. I was never franking because the style of football is for mid-table clubs trying to survive. I mean, I guess we're going to find out, innit? We're going to find out. But Frank substitutions, man. You see, this is where shit gets to me, innit? This is where it gets to me. YouTubers were telling me, right, that making subs at halftime or asking Frank to make subs at halftime is unrealistic, innit? Because the morale of the players, the confidence of the players will drop. It will give them the idea that the manager doesn't have faith in them, and then the performances will drop, innit? You know what I'm saying? It's I personally thought at the time that was some crazy, emotional, insane stance. But you know what? I just had to let it go because at that point it's just a semantics game, innit? Arsenal were 1-0 down against Man City. And you know what they do? Halftime? Eze, we need you. Bakayo, we need you. You think Madueke is sitting there thinking Arteta don't trust him? You know what I'm saying? You think, I don't even know who Eze came on for. But you think whoever Eze came on for, they're just like, oh, my confidence is gone. The manager doesn't trust me. You know, oh my God. You know, Madueke is like, oh, Arteta don't trust me. I just got here and he doesn't trust me because he took me off of Baka. No, they don't give a fuck. No, because they understand that they are professional footballers and sometimes your number gets called if A, there's a player better than you that needs to come on, or B, you're not performing. These men are professional footballers, okay? They had to compete against hundreds of players gunning for the same position that they went for, and they beat out all of them, no diddy. You know why? Because they understand that football's a cutthroat business, bro, especially at the level they're at, Premier League. Only like a 1%, if that, make the Premier League. So we got to be real here. You know what I'm saying? Big up J17th, man. How you doing? How you doing, man? Arsenal fan? Hey, salute to you, fam. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm a Tottenham fan, so I can't really speak good about your club, innit? But we also give credit where credit's due, innit? Halftime subs are somewhat necessary. Tactical change-ups are necessary. When we played Wolves, we were slapping them for the most part. In terms of, they didn't really have a real look through on goal. They hit the post in the 45th minute, last kick of the half from a cross. It was actually Doherty, by the way, as well, ex-Tottenham player that hit the post. But he hit the post off a corner. And you know what Wolves did? They said, you know what, yeah, this 4-2-3-1, this shit ain't working. We're going to make halftime subs, 2 of them. This is Wolves who are 005 at this point, by the way. 0 wins, 0 draws, 5 losses. This is that Wolves team. They made 2 halftime subs. They switched to a 3-4, like I think it was a 3-4-3 or maybe a 3-4-2-1, but they switched to a 3-back. They then started pressing us. This is all halftime changes, by the way. They then started pressing us and forcing the issue. They end up scoring because of that. Yes, the goal, it was Vicario's flipping idiot and he made a mistake. But at the end, let's not get this wrong, right? If Wolves don't make those changes, substitutions-wise, and if Wolves don't change up how they play and they don't start to press the issue, sometimes you create your own luck. They wouldn't have got that goal if they carried on playing how they were playing in the first half. But you create your own luck. Making those subs, making those tactical changes, making those decisions force the issue, and we conceded against the run of play. But that's what you're supposed to do, especially when you don't have the level of players as the opposition. And we know this because our two best performances were against who? It was against PSG and against Man City. Those were our two best performances. And I'm sure anyone, even if you don't agree with my stance, you can agree with that. Those were our two best performances that we've seen under this manager. You know why? Because sometimes tactics can catch better teams off guard. And that's what happens. Man City, they played right into our trap, into Thomas Frank's trap. They played right into his trap. We caught them like honey. And they couldn't do shit. PSG soaked up the pressure. Managed to score off set pieces. The game plan was working until Frank made them crazy subs. But you get the point, though. You know what I'm saying? These men are getting paid too much to be crying about getting hooked. 100%. 100%, Adam. But these are my professional footballers, man. The whole emotional thing about, no, the confidence of the players, no, the morale of the players. We can't just sub them at half time. You have to give them 10 minutes to, again, 10, I swear, all these man with these buzzwords, it has to be 10 minutes, 10 games, 10 seconds, 10 whatever in it. It's always 10. But, you have to give them 10 minutes to redeem themselves. Are you crazy? Redeem themselves. You have 45 minutes to play well, and if you don't, you get hooked. That's how it goes, bro. All the best managers in the game make subs early. Slot subbed off Kirkez in, 30 minutes? Because he already got a yellow and he was acting crazy? Why didn't he give him time to redeem himself? Because sometimes you got to make the change, innit? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Sometimes you got to make the change, man. Pep sometimes makes changes early. So does Jose Mourinho. So did Sir Alex. You know, all the greatest managers, they did that. Because sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to do it, man. It is what it is. Cottonwood and his youth won't do us any favors. I hear it, man. To be fair, Frank. To be fair to Frank, our subs aren't exactly great, at least up top. Otherwise, I do agree. I hear it, yeah. It's on the managers and also the players as well responsible. Yeah, they're both responsible. Definitely, Adam. Definitely. Definitely. It's the players have also. It's up to them to just sometimes take the game by the scruff of the neck. So while you can criticize a manager for not putting them in the right position to succeed, at the end of the day, the players do also have the ability to say, fuck this, we're just going to do this, and we're going to do it. I'm heavy player FC, but guys crying about getting subbed off is crazy. I appreciate being hungry to play, but if you're crying about being hooked, even after the game is done, it's wild. Literally. That's why it's like, bro, if it's such an issue to them to be substituted because they're not performing well, then they deserve to hold bench. That's how I feel, in my opinion. Unless you're Ronaldo, or you're Messi, or you're a player of that kind of ilk, no. Not at all. There's barely any players nowadays that command so much here that they can't be subbed off if they're having a stinker. There's not many players at all. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, I don't glaze to speak up on people who can't be present to speak for themselves. Oh, you're talking about the players. I mean, I get what you're saying, though. Savage, no one's attacking them personally. It's just football. They don't need a white knight big man. Man. What's that got to do with Andrew and Richie? You're calling them out, so I'm going to show you that. Oh, you're talking about, okay. Where's Bruno Fernandes? There you go, bruv, innit? Apparently, Bruno can't get subbed in it. It's crazy. It's crazy, innit? I don't know what... It's not like I watch Man United all the time, but I watch them enough to know that Bruno Fernandes, he just has some monopoly. It's like, no matter what manager comes in, he has to play all the time. It's crazy. It's crazy, innit? But that's just how it goes, at least for me, innit? Man, when it comes to the stuff that can be changed, I think there's enough at the club that can be changed for us to... Because, again, I don't want to exempt the players that deserve the blame that we have in it. I don't want to do that. But just because there are players that are not good enough, it doesn't mean that the team can't perform in certain aspects. It doesn't mean that the manager gets a pass for getting things wrong. It doesn't, like, all that stuff is not the same. Like, we know Tell is dead. You know what I'm saying? We know Richie ain't good enough. You know what I'm saying? We know Brennan Johnson doesn't offer anything except scoring goals. We know this. We know Odebear's not ready. We understand, innit? We know the attack has a problem. But there's more to the game than just the attack. We've scored enough goals. The only game in which we didn't deserve to win. Okay, that's not deserve the wrong word. The only game in which we couldn't win was the Bournemouth game because we didn't score. The attack right now is generating enough goals for us to win games. The problem is we're not winning games enough. Problem is the performances, really, this is the main problem. The performances don't match the results. They don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And I understand Sengens. Yes, we have to buy better players. Yes, I do understand that. But just getting better players doesn't necessarily mean we're going to perform better. I mean, look at Liverpool. When you have too many great players, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Some players just need to fit together, bro. Sometimes you need a worse player that just gels with the players better. That gels with the players that are presently there. That's better. Just buying better players, full stop, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to gel well with the team, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. But when it comes to, you will never hear me throughout this whole season, unless we buy better attackers in January, you'll never hear me criticize Thomas Frank for us not scoring goals. You won't hear me do it. Because when your strike force is Richarlison, who scored, I think Jonah told us, 23 goals in 100 games. By the way, I think that's Richarlison's goal scoring record in the Premier League. 100 Premier League appearances, 23 goals, or 27. When that's your main striker right now, with Brennan Johnson, who doesn't offer much in the build-up play, but he can score. When you have Odebear, who can't score. When you have Matisse Tell, who can't score. When you have Kudus, who is good enough to score, but he doesn't score either. When you have all of those players, I'm not going to criticize the manager for not being able to make them goal scorers. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, it doesn't mean the service is shit. It just means that they're not scoring. It means they're not scoring. Because if the centre-backs are scoring goals, then the service is good enough for them to score. If the midfield is scoring goals, then that means that the service is good enough for the midfield. So how can every other position, all our goals are coming from midfielders and defenders. So let's be honest, yeah, those players have to actually get served because centre-backs don't. How many centre-backs just run through the whole defence and shoot and score? Barely happens. So they have to get served, which means the service is good. That's what it means, bruv. The midfielders, Palhinha is not scoring a goal by himself. He has to get served. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, the service is not the issue, bro. It's that the attackers are just not good at scoring goals, bro. You know what I'm saying? They offer other things to the game, sure. I mean, I don't know about Tell, but they offer other things to the game, sure. But they're just not pure goal scorers, bro. That's all it is. Because if Pap Sarr is more prolific than any of our attackers right now, Mickey van der Ven is more prolific than any of our attackers right now. Ain't got nothing to do with service. Because Porro's whipping in crosses all day to Richarlison. The one time Van der Ven's in there, bam, goal. Xavi Simons whipping in corners. As soon as Sarr gets his head on it, bam, goal. It's that simple. It's just like that. It's just like that. So I can't blame the service. It's the attackers. The attackers ain't that, man. Like, it's just what it is, man. It's like, and I'm even like, and it's not just Richarlison. Matisse Tell, Odebear, who I like. The chat knows I like Odebear. He's not a goal scorer. He ain't that right now. He ain't that. It's cool to say he ain't that. Brennan Johnson, I like that he scores, but let's be honest, for the build-up, he ain't that either. You will never hear me criticize Thomas Frank for us not putting the ball in the back of the net. You won't. You won't hear it from me because I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I understand that he can't turn some of these players into great players. You know what I'm saying? He just can't do it, and it's okay. It's all right. I'm not gonna blame Frank for that. But what I will put on Thomas Frank is the defensive performance and the midfield performance, because in my opinion, in my opinion, we're good enough to get top 6 with this current squad in it, including injuries. So without Maddison and Kulu, we should be good enough to get top 6, in my opinion. I think when Solanke comes back, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously he had minor ankle surgery. When Solanke comes back, when Kolomwani gets to full fitness, then we'll see how we play in it. But I believe we're good enough to get top 6. But the overall point is that when it comes to the midfielders that we have, when it comes to the defense, the defenders we have, even the goalkeepers, I think player for player, we have very good midfielders and very good defenders. When you talk about just the structure, there are some midfielders who ain't good, right? Or they're not good enough. You have some defenders who are not good enough. I understand this, all right? I get it. But I'm just talking about defenders. This is our pool of defenders. Midfielders. Pool of midfielders. They are good enough. They're good enough for top 6. You know what I'm saying? They're good enough for top 6, in my opinion. Maybe we disagree, you know what I'm saying? And that's fine. It's okay to disagree. You know, it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, I'm not a footballing head. I'm one man. So I can be wrong about this, but this is what I believe right now. I think our defense on our midfield is good. I think it's good personally, as a whole. So when it comes to the defensive structure of the team, if we look like bozos defensively, I'm going to say, yo, Mr. Manager, and I'm not talking about one-off games, I'm talking about consistently. Because Bodo, we looked absolutely dreadful. But that's one game, innit, without Romero. So I'm not going to say, oh, Thomas Frank has us, I thought Thomas Frank was good defensively. What about this? I'm not going to do that. It's one game without Romero. If we end up looking that bad against Leeds, then I'm going to start side-eyeing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start side-eyeing after that. But the midfield, specifically the midfield, the setup tactically, I put that on Thomas Frank. I do. Because I'm not even saying Bergwall's amazing, but he is a good player. He's a good player. He needs to improve his game, but he's a good player. Sarr, in my opinion, he's a good player. He's a good player. Like you know what I'm saying? He's good. You know, Bentancur, he's a good player. He's a good, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's alright. Pelinha, a good player. God, like, he's a good player, bro. Pelinha is good. No cap. Xavi Simons, good player. Good player. I just think that when it comes to the setup of the midfield, I think that's what's stopping the cohesion. I think that's what's making it so hard for us to play out the back. I think that's what makes it hard for us to evade presses. I think that's what limits the amount of chances we can create on a consistent basis for our attackers, even though, again, our attackers, for the most part, can't score goals. But it would be one thing, though, chat. It would be one thing if we were just amazing, defense, midfield, amazing, creating all these chances, dominating teams, slapping teams, and then the ball falls to Richarlison. And you know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? The ball falls to Tel or Odebear. You know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying, chat? It'd be one thing if it's that. But that's not what's happening, innit? That's not what's happening. So it's like, until I see that, because that's what I think this Tottenham team's capable of. I think we're capable of peppering teams, slapping up teams, creating bare chances, looking cold, looking defensively sound. I think that's the level of Tottenham. But then once we get the ball down there and we create the great chance, it's Richarlison. He's going to miss. You know what I'm saying? It's Tel. He's going to miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know if you guys disagree in it. Let me know if you guys disagree. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's Odebear. He's going to miss. You know, it's like there's some players, yeah. Fuck Danny Rose, sub to me. Melon, put a link in the chat. Put a link in the chat, Melon, so I can pin it. But let me know if that's too much of a ask. Let me know. Maybe the players are not good enough to do that. Let me know what you think about that. I believe personally that we could actually create like a banging team with the players we have. We can dominate the midfield, dominate the defensive structure or defensively. But then once the ball gets to our attack and we create the chance, it's over, bruv. You know what I'm saying? It's over. Yeah, Richarlison, he ain't scoring. You know, Odegaard, he ain't scoring. Tell, he ain't scoring. You know, like, it is what it is. They're not scoring. You know what I'm saying? They're just not going to score. Imagine how many goals we'd have if you had Sesko up top. I don't even know how good of a goal scorer Sesko is. I ain't gonna lie. Easy double digits. That's fair. I don't really know. I didn't watch Sesko that much at Leipzig. But let me know though. To be fair, hey chat, is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? Like my assessment of what Spurs can be. I just told you. Let me know, innit? Van de Ven seems to be our best finisher at the moment. Him and Sarr are our best goal scorers. It's tough. It's tough. Imagine how many goals we have if we had someone like Tony up front. Imagine Ivan Tony, bro. We'd be cooking, man. We'd be cooking, man. Feeding the scraps, you're doing the YouTube thing. What you mean? Richie's top scorer, but how many goals does Richie have though? Sesko's the only striker to bore me so much at the pub that I took home a fat bitch and broke my bed, not even capping. When did that happen, Melon? That must have been recent. When did that happen? That must have been recent. When did you took a fat... Bro, I need to see that international Slovenia and England. Like it was a year ago. Okay, I can't lie, bro. That's something I wish I saw in real time, innit? Like us at the pub, yeah, and you just take a fat bitch home. I ain't gonna lie. That's something I wish I'd seen in real time. You just risen up a fat girl, bro. Hey, shout out to the fat girls. They deserve love too, innit? I'm a fat man. I feel like I deserve love. They deserve love too. Shout out to the fat women out there, man. You know what I'm saying? But I just need to spend money, but the caliber of the players who go don't match it. I agree with that, J Spurs. I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay. Oh man, if I got deserve love, but one deserved to build my new bed to cow. Shit, hey, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Hey, sometimes you know what I'm saying, we shoot too high in it. Maybe one day, yeah, just for my self-esteem, I'm gonna have to actually, like, I'm actually gonna have to pick out a girl that's on my level, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's peak. 23 goals in 100 games. I know it's tough, a lie. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough, man. But shit. Let me know. Let me ask you guys this, innit? Let me ask you guys this, innit? Before we end up raiding someone. What position do you think Tottenham are gonna finish in under Frank? Now that we've seen 10 games, we've seen 10 professional games of Thomas Frank. What position do you think he finishes in the league? Let me we got 7th, we got 5th by Ghosted, 7th by Melon. Okay. Looking more and more like double-digit finish. I hear it, Eric. I ain't gonna lie, I hear it. Sheesh. If January goes well, 5th, if not 7th. 6th to 8th, depending on injuries. What time plays January 1st? 5th to 7th range. 17th is crazy, Eugen, by the way. That's crazy, by the way. If Richarlison plays all the games, 14th, rotted. But he ain't gonna play all the games. So, like, we basically... So, I ain't gonna lie, chat. For the most part, we're saying between 5th and, like, 8th. For the most part, chat. Between 5th and 8th. So he would sell him in January. So, if the team is good enough to finish between 5th and 8th, then how bad is the team in general, then? That's the question I gotta ask. Because if the range of this team, yeah, is between 5th and 8th, how bad really is the team? Because the top four, yeah, are in their own stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? That the team is in its own stratosphere. Like Arsenal, Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. I know Chelsea have had a bad start, yeah, but like once they start clicking, they'll be gone in it. Those four teams are there in their own like 4-horse race in it. When it comes to everyone else, if we're gonna be near the top of that list in terms of the teams and where we think we're gonna finish, then how bad is this team really then? You know what I'm saying? If we have to sell players too, can't register much, especially in the Champions League. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of some players too, innit? The disingenuity is 100 out of 100. The balance is 0. What you mean? Oh, this guy sucks more than a vacuum. Shout out Henry the Hoover, man. There's another Henry that sucks as well, but we're not gonna talk about that. This team's a top 8 team when we have quality in the back line, quality on the right and midfield, but everywhere else is missing and we have no depth. I get what you're saying, Adam. I get what you're saying. But like, you also got to remember, we're in 4 competitions, and you still think we would finish in that realm, though. You know. So it's just, yeah, man. When you next live, I enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna be live tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I might be live later tonight, just for a chill stream. But I'm definitely, if I'm not live tonight, I'm gonna be live tomorrow. Definitely. We'll be at the champs real quick. I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying. But it's just, yeah, man. It's just a question I wanted to ask, innit? It's just a question I wanted to ask because to be fair, you guys could say I'm wrong, to be fair, which is fine. But in my mind, at least let me know how you guys, at least let me express how I feel so you guys understand where I'm coming from. The top 4 is on its own because their squads and their teams are just, they're on the next mission, innit? From 5th to 20th is everyone else. If we're thinking we could finish between 5th and 8th, that means we're going to be basically in the top of the rest of the teams. And I think, yeah, if all we needed to do was just switch a manager and, well, I say just switch a manager. We added Palhinha and Kudus and Xavi Simons. So adding those 3 and a switch of a manager makes us basically 5th to 8th. I personally believe that the squad is better than what people give credit for, in my opinion. Because Palhinha is good, Kudus is good, the verdict is still out on Xavi Simons. But let's say Xavi Simons is good, right? None of them are ceiling raisers, in my opinion. In my opinion, I don't think any of them are ceiling raisers. I think they're floor raisers. I think they improve the they improve the standard performance for the team. When I say a ceiling raiser, I mean that they improve how high we can finish. Like, they break the mold of the outcomes of the team. I think that if you take Kudus out of this team, I'd still think we'd finish in the top range of the table. When you take away everyone else, when you take away the top 4. I think Palhinha is the same thing as well, something like that. Selling us a vacuum for 60 mil is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. But I think I don't think any of them are ceiling raisers, innit? I think they're floor raisers. So getting floor raisers that improve like the average performance of the team is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say it was a bad move or anything like that. I just wanted to be wary of the fact that the squad must have been decent enough as it is if all we really bought is 2 proper floor raisers and change manager. All of a sudden, we've gone from 17th to 5th. You know? Is what it is, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Alright. Andrew's a massive nerf. He was, though. He was. Alright, though. I am going to end it there, chat. Who can I raid? Who's live, chat? Let me know who's live so I can send you lot to someone that we like. Who do we like that's live? Let me know. Which is another creator kind of our level who we can show the love to. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. In fact, you know, to be fair, I can also refresh as well. And I see Touchlines live. Is there anyone else that's live? Let me know. Let me know. Is Yasa live? Yasa might not be live actually. Is Yasa live? Nah, he's not. Nah, he's not. Fuck. Alright, I might have to just send you lot over to Touchline then. Alright, that's fine by me. I don't mind sending you man over to Touchline. Alright, I'm gonna send you lot over to Touchline. He's doing a stream with I think a Liverpool fan. So type in an E-Raid. Go say what's up to Touchline. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Have you got the jersey yet? Not yet. It's on its way. It's on its way. I'll show you guys the jersey when it gets here. Type in an E-Raid at Touchline. Go show love to his stream. Like up his stream and sub to him. And I will see you guys either later today or tomorrow.